I'm going to show you exactly how my client Charlie made $15,000 after just posting 2 YouTube videos. But before I do, I need to be very clear about something. If you're starting from zero, you have no credibility, no following, or no audience, this video is probably not for you. You need to go build that first. Maybe watch a couple videos on my channel. It'll tell you how to start from scratch. So now a little bit about Charlie. Charlie was already doing well on LinkedIn. He has a LinkedIn consulting business that was already generating tens of thousands of pounds per month. He has the audience and the credibility, but he knew there was a gap. People didn't understand his system deeply enough before they got on the sales call with him. So Charlie started working with me and we started creating YouTube content for him. And after just the second video we posted, he booked in 12 sales calls, and that led to $15,000 in cash collected that same week. And it also became his highest profitable month in business to date. So by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we did, why it worked, and how you can do the same exact thing for your business. But again, only if you're in a similar position to where Charlie's at right now. Okay, so let me tell you about Charlie. Charlie, like I just said, runs a LinkedIn consulting business. He helps coaches, consultants, agency owners, and founders consistently sign clients through LinkedIn. And his whole system is built around predictably booking 5 to 10 or more sales calls every week so his clients can scale without worrying about where their next client is coming from. And the thing is Charlie was already doing very well. He was consistently making tens of thousands of pounds a month from his LinkedIn business every single month. And that's not a small number. Most people would kill for that kind of consistency. And as you guys can see right here, he has like over 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. He has the following and the credibility, which is why YouTube kind of just popped off for him. But what Charlie realized, and this is where a lot of you might see yourself, is there was a gap in his sales process. People would see his LinkedIn content, they'd engage with his post, they'd believe he was credible, but when they got on the sales call with him, they still didn't fully understand how his system worked. And more importantly, they couldn't really see the difference from him and all the other LinkedIn experts out there. And the reason being is because LinkedIn is a short form platform. You can post text, you can upload videos, but they don't really perform well because LinkedIn is fundamentally text-based. And that's, sort of similar to Twitter or X. And here's the problem with that. It's really difficult to communicate your personality, your systems, your methods, and how you're different just over text. So Charlie knew his system worked. He just needed a better vehicle to communicate the depth of it. And that is where YouTube came in. Charlie told me he realized he could do in a 30-minute YouTube video what he couldn't do in months of LinkedIn posts. He could show case studies, break down objections, and really let his prospects get to know him before hopping on a call with him. And then this is where the strategic part came in. We started using these videos as sales assets as well. He started directing his LinkedIn leads to his YouTube channel. And by the time they showed up to the call with him, they'd already spent 30 to 40 minutes with him. They already understood how he was going to help them, and they'd seen proof that it had worked for others already. So this made the sales calls stop being more about convincing them, and it more so became about logistics and fit and kind of just how much it costs to start working with him already. All right, now I need to emphasize this again. Charlie did not start from zero. He already had a LinkedIn business generating over 10 grand a month. He had an audience that already trusted him, and YouTube wasn't building his business from scratch. It was amplifying what he had already built. If you don't have that foundation and you're starting from zero, YouTube can still work for you, but it is a much longer play. You need to build that initial audience first, but if you have what Charlie had, then what I'm about to show you is gonna make complete sense. So here are the 2 videos we created. We've made more videos after this, but these first 2 videos just pretty much poured gas on the fire of what Charlie was already doing. So Charlie came to me with an idea. He wanted to create a case study video. He knew what he needed, but he didn't know exactly what should go in them, how to word everything, what the title should be, what the thumbnail should look like, how the editing should flow. And that is exactly where our process came in. So first, we consulted on the script. Charlie had the raw content. He knew his system inside and out, but we helped him structure it in a way that would work for video. We looked at what to emphasize, what to cut, how to position his offer, and exactly where to put the CTAs. Then we worked on titles. Different options. We looked at what would perform well with SEO, what would get people to actually click, because you can have the best video in the world, but if the title doesn't make people click and the thumbnail, then it really just does not matter. So we designed his thumbnails, professional, attention grabbing, and very on brand for him. We'll take another look at him right now. Very LinkedIn based. You can look at these and kind of see the coloring of it and just automatically think about LinkedIn. And then when he sent over the raw footage, we did the editing for him. And here's an important part of our process. We did infinite iterations until Charlie was 100% happy with the video. Not good enough, not close, 100% happy. And that doesn't mean Charlie asked for like a million different iterations. We just take our clients' brands very seriously, so we'll never go live with a video that they are not happy with. Now let's break down exactly what these two videos were. So the first video was a case study video, as you can see right here. So we structured it to show exactly how Charlie's LinkedIn system worked by walking through a real client's results. The goal was to prove the methodology, address objections before they even came up, and position Charlie's offer as the implementation vehicle. So this video did well right out the gate. Within the first day of uploading, Charlie got about 3 inbound leads. People who'd never talked to him before found the video, watched it, and reached out. And the interesting thing is the first video primed his audience for the second one. And as you can see, this video only got 628 views to date right now. But when you're selling B2B, that is more than enough to start generating leads like off the bat. We do not need to get millions of views. We just need, a couple hundred to 1,000 of the right people watching for us to really start printing from YouTube. The second video is where things really started to pop off. And this is more of a personal story video. Now, as you can see, this video got a little over 1,000 views to date right now. And this is more of a personal case study video of how he's using LinkedIn to sign over $40,000 worth of clients in 30 days. And Charlie thinks, and I agree with him, that people had already seen the first video. So when the second one came out, they were already warmed up. They'd already spent time with him and they already trusted him. The second video pushed them over the edge. And now, again, I want to be clear about something. These videos were not highly produced. They weren't Hollywood level videos. Charlie recorded these himself, share screen format, very similar to the video I'm doing right now. Simple setup, no fancy B-roll, no crazy graphics. What made them work was not the production value, it was the depth of the video. It was the fact that Charlie gave away his actual system, he showed real results, and he let people see how he thinks, how he operates, and just pretty much how his methodology worked. And because we handled all the back-end stuff like the titles, the thumbnails, the editing, the optimization, Charlie could focus on what he was actually good at. Teaching his system and closing clients. Now, here's what Charlie told me about the process. He said, and this is direct quote from him, I put YouTube off for a long time because LinkedIn was easily making him, tens of thousands of dollars a month. And he was happy with that, but he didn't realize how much of an impact YouTube would actually have. And the thing is, most people don't realize the impact until they actually do it. And he continued to tell me, if I tried to do the YouTube videos myself and tried to edit them, do the thumbnails, do the titles, he probably wouldn't have made over 10,000 pounds that week. But because he got it done properly the first time, he ended up signing loads more of clients that probably would have taken him like another month or two at the minimum to get in the pipeline. And that is really the key insight with this is doing it right the first time is cheaper than trying to figure it out yourself and leaving money on the table for months. And you can go ahead and watch the full interview I did with him on my channel where you can hear these direct quotes yourself. Now, before I show you the results and break down exactly why this worked, I would like to make you, the viewer, an offer. If you're sitting here thinking, I'm in Charlie's position, I have an audience, I have credibility, but I'm not leveraging YouTube, then you need to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. The gap between knowing the strategy and actually executing it is massive. Charlie knew he should be doing YouTube. He thought about it for months, but he didn't actually do it until we built the system for him. The scripts, the strategy, the editing, the optimization, everything. That's exactly what we do at my company, The Content Bosses. We turn your expertise into a client acquisition machine using long form YouTube content specifically. So if you want to see if we can do the same thing for you that we did for Charlie, click the first link in the description to book a strategy call. We'll look at your audience, your offer, and your goals, and I'll tell you exactly how we'd approach your YouTube strategy. But now let me show you what happened with Charlie first, because this is where it starts to get really interesting. All right, so here's exactly what happened. The first video went live and got 3 inbound leads the first day. 3 inbound leads the first day. That is a very solid start. But the second video, that is where things really started to explode. In the first 7 days, Charlie booked 12 sales calls and closed $15,000 in clients signed. That same week became his highest personal profit week ever in business. Insane things just by creating YouTube content. And why did the second video crush it? Because people had already watched the first one, they were warmed up, and the second video just pushed them over the edge. The best part about this is these videos completely changed his sales process. Before YouTube, people showed up to the calls needing to be convinced. And after YouTube, they showed up having already watched 30 to 40 minutes of his content. They already understood his process and his system. They'd already seen proof that it works. And the sales call stopped being about persuasion and became about logistics and fit. They just want to know how much it cost to actually work with him. And this is an actual quote from Charlie. $15,000 in clients signed and 12 sales calls in the first week. That's what happens when people come to you pre-sold from your YouTube content. Now, I want to go over about 5 different lessons as to why this worked. Because if you understand these principles, you can replicate this in your own business. So lesson 1 is Charlie already had a proven offer. He was already making tens of thousands of pounds a month consistently. He had product market fit. YouTube did not fix his business. It amplified what already worked. If your offer doesn't convert, YouTube will not fix that. But if it does work and you just need more qualified leads, it is an absolute game changer for your business. Lesson 2, he had an existing audience. Charlie had a LinkedIn audience to seed his content with. That gave him initial traction, which helped the algorithm push his videos to new people. So if you're starting from zero, YouTube can still work, but it is a longer play. Do not expect $15,000 from 2 videos, okay? If you guys book a call and say, I want 15K in 2 videos, you better have an existing audience, okay? Now, the third lesson is the depth advantage. And here's another actual quote from Charlie. He said, LinkedIn is a short form platform. It's very difficult to get across your personality and your systems through text, but I knew I could do that in a 40-minute YouTube video. That is the core insight right there. LinkedIn creates awareness, YouTube creates depth. And I'm sure you remember the 7-11-4 rule if you've watched any of my other videos, but people need to spend about 7 hours with you before they buy, 11 touch points over 4 different platforms, maybe I'm saying that wrong. But a LinkedIn post gives you 30 seconds only. A YouTube video can give you 40 minutes in one sitting. That is a massive chunk of 7 hours in the highest trust format available. Now, the fourth lesson is videos as sales assets. Charlie didn't just create these for inbound leads. Before getting on calls, he would now send these videos to his prospects. By the time they showed up, they had already spent 30, 40 minutes with him. The call became about fit and logistics, not convincing them that he was credible. And now lesson 5 is the implementation gap. Charlie gave away his entire system in these videos. He held nothing back, and people still hired him. Why is that? Because knowing what to do and actually doing it are completely different. Most people thought, okay, this makes sense, but I don't have time to implement this myself. That's why giving away your knowledge does not hurt your business. It just proves you're competent and you know what you're talking about. The people who want implementation will still pay you. Now, let's talk about why most people fail. So they either wait too long to get started thinking, right now I'm just focused on LinkedIn and now's not the right time. Okay. If you want to sit on your ass and not get started, your competitor will be on YouTube taking money from you. So, hey, maybe you're just not going to make it. The second reason is they try and do everything themselves. So, like I just told you, the cost of doing it right the first time will exponentially speed up your process than if you just tried to learn everything, learn how to make thumbnails, titles, editing yourself. You might get through 1 video a month, if I'm just being realistic, unless you decide to give up all other client fulfillment and become a content agency and do it all yourself. The third mistake is they don't have a proven offer first. So they start creating content before they actually have made a sale or have actually helped someone or actually gotten results for themselves. And they think that, hey, I'll just start making content and maybe I'll get sales. Nope, you need a proven offer first. Fourth mistake is they optimize for views instead of clients. This is where their ego gets involved. They think if they don't get 10,000 views a video, they're doing something wrong and they don't want to do it anymore because they would rather get subscribers than actual clients. Listen, when you're selling B2B, 300 views per video is fucking crushing it. So leave your ego at the door and start creating content. And start creating content for your prospects, not for the views. And then the last reason is they give up too early. So kind of building off of what we just talked about, they upload a video, it gets 30 views, they think they suck, they stop creating content and just give it up completely. You need to push through that, okay? Create content for your prospects, not for the views. The views obviously feel good. You get 500 views. You know, you think you're doing something right, but if those views do not lead to clients, then it does not matter. Getting a lot of views will not put money in your bank account. Remember this. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. So if you're in Charlie's position and you have an audience, you have an offer, and you have credibility, but you're not leveraging YouTube, click the first link in the description and book a strategy call with us. On that call, we're going to look at your audience, your offer, and your goals, and I'm going to tell you exactly how we would build your YouTube client acquisition system. We'll map out the content strategy, the funnel, the topics, everything. And if it makes sense for both of us, We'll talk about working together to make this happen. But here's the thing, we do not work with just everyone. If you're starting from zero, if you don't have an offer, and you're not ready to invest in building a real system, this is not for you. Do not book a call. We work with people like Charlie, people who already have something to work with and just need the vehicle to turn that into consistent, high quality leads and clients. If that's you, click the link, book a call. Let's see if we can replicate Charlie's results for your business and maybe even double it. And if you got value from this breakdown, subscribe to the channel. I break down real client case studies, real strategies, real results, no theory, literally just what actually works. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.